So in today's video, I'm going to be having a little bit of a play with some new artist trading card shapes that I've got. So these are still the same 2.5 by 3.5 inch ATCs. It's just that these have been cut to look like coffins. As you can see, I've also designed some backs for the ATC which fit and coordinate perfectly with these MDF coffins. Both these are on my website. So the set of 8 of the little MDF coffins and also the digi-download for the backs are both available on the website right now if you're interested. So now I've got that shameless plug out of the way, let's just have a play and see what we're going to do with these. So I'm only going to do 6 today. You get 8 in your set, but I'm only going to do 6, mainly because I've used 2 for something else. For something else, and I've only got 6 left. And I don't want to open up a new packet because I've got less than a dozen packets left, because these have been on the website for a while and people have been actually buying them. So I thought I'd better do something with them. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick some sheets from an old dictionary, which as you can see is already falling to pieces. Pages are already missing out of that. I got this from a charity shop ages ago, a Goodwill shop, and it was already falling to pieces then. I thought there's already pages missing, so does it really matter if I use this, you know, for arts and crafting kind of thing? Most of the good words have disappeared out of this altogether. The Halloween page has disappeared because I did that, turned that one into a stamp for indigo blue. And all sorts of good words and stuff. Most of the good words have gone. All the swear words have gone, I can tell you that for nothing. So I should theoretically be able to get 6 out of one page. If I do it like that, let's move into the middle. If I do it like that, I'll get 6 out of it completely, which is fine. So all I need to do is, I did have a scalpel here, is just basically cut out. So, oh, look at that. It's obviously blunt, because it wouldn't tear if it wasn't. Right, so let's just be very careful and take that across like that. So that should theoretically be big enough to sit on there now, and that one should theoretically be big enough to sit there. I'll just tear that down. I'm not bothered whether I've got proper straight lines or anything. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to just roughly cut round. I could do this with a pair of scissors as well. I'm attacked by a piece of black ribbon there, look. I mean, I could theoretically draw around them onto the dictionary page and then cut them out a bit more carefully. Of course I could. I could also get blind drunk on red wine, but I'm not going to do that either. Okay. So, over to it's funny because I was just listening to classical radio. I've got it on downstairs in the kitchen, and just as I was starting to do this, they played the theme from Harry Potter, Hedwig's theme, Harry Potter, which I thought was quite funny. Switch that over. I'm going to go gone a bit too far down on that one, but that's okay. That's okay. That'll do. Okay. Plenty more fish in the sea. So what do I need to do now is I want to cover each of these ATCs with the dictionary page. Now you can do this either with Mod Podge, matte medium, whatever, or you can use glue stick. Doesn't really make any difference. I've got some glue sticks, but I don't know how old these are, because, you know, sometimes glue sticks do not stick very well or don't last very well. So I'm going to go over the whole of the ATC with the glue. Turn it over, drop it down, give it a squidge. It's been a while since I've done any ATCs, let alone Coffin ones. Have I done Coffin ATCs before? I think I have actually, but I've done them in a different way, which is why this year I wanted to create the actual shape out of MDF. I've got on my collection now, I've got the traditional rectangle ones, there's the circle coins that you can buy in kits, there's also the cubed ones which are 3.5 by 3.5, which are also available. That's that one, and again obviously the digi download for the backs is there on the website as well. I've been pressuring Indigo Blue to let me release a set of ATC back stamps, but they're resisting. They are resisting, which is a bit of a strange one really, considering they do actually do an ATC swap challenge each month, so you'd think I'll keep on working on them. I know they're busy, I know they've got their own release schedules and all that kind of stuff, and if I keep bugging them eventually, like the flower, remember the flower, which was part of another kit, I finally got her to agree to release that as a separate stamp set in different sizes. So it does work. Pester Power does work. Okay. All good fun. Okay, so I've got a few more to do. So let me disappear off, finish these off, and then I'll be back when I've got them all covered. Okay, so they're all pretty much dry now. So all I'm going to do is just with an emery board is just go around and just file off paper, and it should just fall off pretty much, look. Or you could go around still with scalpel or whatever, but I mean, to be honest, this is just as quick and just as easy, and I actually think it's more fun than going around with a scalpel, because it's like magic. Science, it's like magic, but real. Love it. Right, I shall go and do the rest, and then, like the spirit of dark and lonely waters, I'll be back. That, as the old saying goes, is what the cobbler threw at his wife. The last. You have to be a certain age to get that one. Right, so we've now got all our ATCs covered with the dictionary. So they're still a little bit tacky, they're still a little bit damp. I can still feel there's still a little bit of glue oozing oozing out of the sides. So what I want to do is I'll just have a quick tidy. Black ribbon, I don't know what it's there for. It's just getting on my nerves. Right, get out of the way. So while they're drying, I'm going to grab some archival. So this is ground espresso. And I'm just going to go around all 6. Not going to go crazy. Just want to distress the edges, just darken the edges up a little bit. Just like that. Not going to go mad. Okay, so I'll go off and do the other 5. And I'll meet you back here in 5 or 6 minutes. Well, for me it is. For you it'll be like a few seconds. Okay, so all 6 are now done. All nicely distressed around the edges. And I've pulled out some of the Tim Holt mummy tape. Do you know, I didn't even know I actually owned any of this. It wasn't until I was going around, or going through my Tim Holt collection, that I actually realised I had any, which is good fun. So what I want to do is I want to wrap some of the mummy tape around the coffin shapes. So starting from the back, I'm going to wrap around just a couple of times. I've got to try and get it so that they actually stay fairly sort of tightish. Or should I actually do it from the front? Right, let's just see. All right. Do it in a kind of cross. That way, and then that way. That's the way it should be on the back then. Right, so I've got to work out how the best way to do it. So it goes around that way, and then across. No, you see, I've completely done that the wrong way around again. Mummy cloth there. I'm going to go across that way and that way, and then both those pieces come back in like that, and then tie off. Is that going to do it? I think so. Let's just tighten a knot. There's no way I'm going to get it to do it in a bow. The thing is though, is it tight enough to stay where it is? I'm hoping so. Let me just grab some bigger scissors, because that stuff, those little ones are useless for cutting something like the mummy cloth anyway. Okay, let's see if we can replicate I can remember how we did it. So start across the back, come across the front, shoulders, shoulders, back, cross, cross, tie in a knot. Okay, let's move the knot to the side on this one. Says Mr. Bentley's floppy ears being shook, which means he's awake. And then let's see if we can pull that back down again. There's a bit of fiddling and a bit of finessing. I will add some glue just to make sure that they don't move too much. There we go. So again, trim, 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 trim. Okay, so we get the picture. So I've done those two. I'll go away and do the other 4, and then I'll join with you again in a little while. So all 6 of my ATCs are now wrapped in that mummy cloth. I've now got some water-based inks. So this is Alan Adale. This is from Indigo Blue. This is a Vivid Eco ink. And I'm just going to get some water out of the brush. And it's fairly watery. What I'm going to do is just literally just splatter because it will soak and stain just gives it a little bit more kind of Halloweeny colour theme to it. Maybe just add a little bit extra on some of them. This is the thing with playing with materials like this, is you can pretty much do whatever you want. A bit of orange staining in there, because they are just like watercolours. So in fact what you could do is just use up whatever's left. Let's get some more water, because it is quite highly pigmented. You don't just have to use orange, of course. You could use green, purple, black, or whatever your theme for your Halloween is. There we go, that'll do. So I'll quickly just dry all that off. And then we're ready for the next step. Okay, well that was interesting. Just as I was heating them to dry them, the mummy cloth started shrinking and started shriveling up, which means that there's obviously a high either polyester or nylon content in the mummy cloth. Okay, there you go. So it's pretty much kind of shrunk wrapped itself onto it now. So those are the ATCs there. So I've now got some stickers. So these are some Halloween stickers that Ian got me from Temu, and there was like a pack of like 50. You'll see me use these again in another project later on, which we haven't seen yet, but I've already filmed, because I needed to do that to make sure I had enough for the project. So what I have discovered, that these are printed onto vinyl, which basically means if you use a water-based distressing, just like the ordinary distressings, or an oxide, that they'll just wipe straight off. So you'll need to use a solvent-based ink if you're wanting to get rid of these horrible kind of white borders. You could just cut them off, but I just can't be bothered fussy cutting today. So it's just as easy just to go around and grunge them up with, I've got ground espresso. I think my vintage photo archival is dry and I haven't got a re-inker, so, but this is fine. This will do. It all adds to the look of the project. There we go. So I've got 8, but I'm only going to use 6. I've just got a couple extra just in case I like one more than I do the other. It's like this one I'm doing now. It says Polyjuice Potion on it, but it also mentions Professor Slughorn, so it's a Harry Potter one, but I don't suppose they paid the license in China, so I probably won't use that one. Not that Warner Brothers will come chasing after me for a sticker from China, but you know, let's get rid of that one because, you know, fair dues haven't been paid. Right. So that's okay. So let's get rid of one other. I kind of like the colours on that one. I like the colours on the spider web. So the others are a bit more browny. So I think we just need to pick 3. So we'll definitely keep those 3. I like the Witch's Brew. Right, okay, I've made my choice. There you go. There's the 6. All right, so what I can do with these now is just use the blade of my knife to remove the back. I know this is how you can do it easily because I've already done it a couple of times before on another project. Come on. They're not easy, I'll tell you that. One of those days today with these. The others came off fairly easy. Well, they did come off fairly easy, but they're not. You just have to get them in the right position. This one's just being a bit of a monster. All right, let's try one of these instead. There you go. You see, that one came off. No problem at all. So let's stick that. The adhesive on these stickers is fairly strong. Okay, so let's have a bash at this one. That was easy. So Black Widow. Let's lift that up out of the way. Actually, let's tuck that one under. So if you'd used the distressing, ordinary distressing, that would have rubbed off by now. Trust me. I know because I've tried it. And that's what happened. That's what happened. Very cute. Put that one on there. Okay. And Mr. Nippy. It doesn't matter if they're not exactly perfectly dead straight. I mean, they are a Halloween project when all of a sudden, hello darling. Nip's just going to see me. You can't want a wee because you've just been not so long ago. On one of the breaks in between filming the segments, I took him down for a week. Not that I needed to take him down, it's just the back door's wide open. He could have just let himself out, but he doesn't know that the back door's wide open unless you take him down to show him. Right, spider's web. And the last one, which is going to be the Phoenix Tears, will go in there like so. Like it. I like it like that. What's that word under there? Repugnant. That's perfect for Halloween then, isn't it? Repugnant. It's a good word. It's a good word, repugnant is. There we go. So just give those a bit of a rub. Okay. Get rid of them backs. And we'll take a look. Cool, like those. Right, I think they need something else, so what I might do is go have a look in my Halloween collection and see if I've got any kind of little plastic spiders or anything that I can stick on there as well. So be right back. I've got all my ATCs, they're all pretty much dry. Stickers are all stuck down, so I've gone ahead while I was waiting and cut out all the backs from the sheet of artist trading card. So now that they're all done, I can go around and give them a quick dusting. Actually, you don't really need the archival one for this one, you could use any really. This is the one that I've got out. So I don't actually like those on paper anyway. Let's go back to the brushed corduroy. There we go. So like I said, I just have to go around and do all of them, and then we can get them stuck on the back. Doesn't matter if these are a bit grungy and a bit dirty, does it? It just all adds to the fun. There we go. As you can see, I've also filled them in with my details. Okay, so I've got some glue. So I'm just going to go around the back, just making sure there's enough to soak through the fabric, and then just stick those down like that. And all I'm going to do when I've done it, I'll just turn it over, push it down. Okay, so you've seen me do this couple. And there we go. You can see that they fit just nicely onto the back. Give them a squeeze. Turn it over. Okay, so I've done those. There's no point you sitting around watching me do the other four, it's just repetitive, so I will join with you once I've finished the rest of these. Okay, so now the backs are all dried, I'm just going to add the final kind of embellishment just onto the front. I've got some little plastic spiders, which I think go really well. It's just, this glue is not the best really, but it'll serve. Here we go. So I've done 3 already, as you can see. So it's just a question of where do you put your spider. I'm just going to vary it on each one where I think it's going to look best. There we go. I like it. I'll put one just there. Get little strings off the glue. That's why I keep moving out of the way. And this one, the Black Widow, I think that definitely deserves to go top up there. Just like that. Clear the nozzle, otherwise it'll block. Wait till it burps. That way the next time you come to use it, it won't be blocked, in theory. Okay, so let's move those centre stage. So, I've called these my Spooky Apothecary artist trading cards. There you go. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create these. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, then you need to, because you're going to miss out on the rest of my Spooktember videos. So that's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.